Welcome in the latest episode of the Bet and the Pitch Major League Baseball podcast. I'm your host, Real _ G Warner. Tonight's episode, the Thursday, August 27th edition. We are going through the Thursday, August 27th Major League Baseball card. I'm wearing a Blue Jays Vladimir Guerrero jersey if you're watching live. Appreciate you coming in late night. We are before midnight Central Time tonight, so we're way ahead of schedule. But if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, it's Betting the Pitch. If you want to find it there, hit subscribe, leave a 5-star review. We love that. At the Real _ G Warner on YouTube and on Instagram, and of course, X or Twitter at the Real _ G Warner, patreon.com/Real _ G Warner for all my plays, leans, write-ups across all sports. So let's get into it. My first look at the numbers. We have a smaller Thursday card, but we're used to that at this point. A couple of years ago, I feel like Major League Baseball changed their strategy. Colorado Rockies start Grand Gray something Hughes on the road, the Washington Nationals and Jake Irvin. Again, the Rockies are a really cheap underdog, plus 102, minus 112 coming back on the Nats. Totals 9.5 in this one, minus 107 to the under, minus 113 to over. This is a 1:05 Eastern time start. Not a good time for overs. Pretty big total. Anything above 9 it feels like a key number to me, though I could certainly totally understand you questioning the bullpens and really on both these sides. The Rockies don't really hit much outside of Colorado. And that's a thing. But markets seem to love them on Wednesday night, also seem to like them on Thursday afternoon. Jake Irvin was okay in his last start. I think the under hit for the full game, but not first 5 because he got hit a little bit too hard. Really struggled to get off the field. Doesn't miss a lot of bats. That's a problem. Nationals bullpen's bad, but the Nats have been scoring a lot of runs, at least against competent teams. Problem is, I don't know that I've paid much attention to this series so far. So I think I'm deferring to the market. Plus 102 seems really cheap, but the Rockies have been cheap 2 nights in a row for a reason, most likely. Next, go to the Houston Astros. This is a 7:05 Eastern time start, so very little in the afternoon, which maybe is a good thing. The Astros start Hayden Wesneski on the road to the New York Yankees and Garrett Cole. Wesneski a plus 137 underdog. Total is 8, plus 105 to under, minus 125 to over. It's honestly an incredible season when the Bronx is like an under park all of a sudden, but it's all because the Yankees have a reputation of being a great offensive team. They aren't one, especially without Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, who apparently had another setback with his calf. Honestly, just should be walking around the bases at this point, so they can have him in the lineup to hit home runs. But I don't know. The Astros bullpen is decent. It's good. Can they get it there with a lead is a big question. The Yankees, Garrett Cole, I feel like has been underpriced. This like the cheapest I've ever seen Garrett Cole in his career, at least since he joined the Yankees, has been this season. And I feel like the money probably should have been there so far. He's pitched really well. The problem is his offense. That total at 8, minus 125 feels low for a normal Yankee Stadium game, but with Garrett Cole pitching and the Yankees, the state of the Yankees lineup, their bullpen's great. It's weird to say the Yankees are just a pitching organization at this point, but without Aaron Judge, they seem to be. So I'll lean under 8 in that one. I'll wait for a first 5 number. I'm guessing 4.5, which that extra half is nice. Just don't want to lose that 4 key number to push on potentially late. Next to the Kansas City Royals and Noah Cameron starting against the Toronto Blue Jays as I try to lift my shoulders up so you can see what I'm wearing. But the Jays start Spencer Arrighetti, whose foot issue, pushing back a little bit, but he's back in the Jays rotation. Is that because he deserves to be there? Is it because they need him? Because Shane Bieber just went on the IL alongside Trey Savage and Jamison Tyone, who's an afterthought, got DFA'd, so I don't know how much he really matters. But Arrighetti minus 103 underdog at home to Noah Cameron, which is saying something, but the Royals have been playing great baseball. Winners of 9 in a row entering Wednesday night. Have not caught up on that game yet. Still working on the West Coast day games. But total here is 8, even money to under. That feels pretty small. I think it reflects the Jays not hitting it all this season. The Kansas City Royals, their bullpen's terrible, but Noah Cameron's been awesome so far this season. And honestly, the Royals have been playing really, really well. Even since Bobby Witt got hurt, they were playing well, just blowing a bunch of games late, but with leads in most of them, then have been on a long, long win streak since. I really like the Royals, what I've seen from them. I'm hoping they move to the underdogs. I don't play road favorites, as everyone knows who listens to the Betting Pitch podcast or any of the pregame podcasts I've done for years. Total in this one's interesting. I guess I lean to under 8. The problem is I don't really trust Spencer Arrighetti. Total for the first 5 is 4.5 minus 110. A lot of value there. I think that's probably what I'm going to suffer with is can I make a bet on Spencer Arrighetti just throwing and spamming curveballs because he doesn't really have a great fastball, doesn't have great other stuff. He's a breaking ball pitcher, and if he's not getting it in the zone, that's a problem. Though Kansas City's been really good at hitting fastballs for a while, so maybe the off-speed stuff or the breaking balls is what to do on this Thursday getaway day, but actually night game. So probably doesn't impact as much with ABS, but day games with getaway day. I mean, we saw it with Alfonso Marquez in Arizona on Wednesday afternoon, just giving strikes because they're all trying to get out and hit the planes or get a nice dinner before they get on the plane to their next city. It's a little different with ABS now, but that is the tradition for sure. Next, go to the Milwaukee Brewers, starting the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski on the road, the New York Mets, and Sean Manaea. Manaea plus 193 underdog. Run line plus 103, but I'm less inclined to play those on home teams because the road team still gets that 9th at bat, even if they win regulation. Total is 7. This one juice minus 115 to over. First 5 is 3.5 even money to the under. Would love to see this move to 4. Lean to under. I feel like Sean Manaea has been really good since kind of reestablishing himself in the New York Mets starting rotation after moving to the bullpen and not doing very well there. The Mets have really emerged as a pitchers organization. They've got a lot of money and they spend it on hitters, and that has not worked out very well. See an example of Exhibit A, Marcus Semien, but also he's 35 years old, and they got rid of Brandon Nimmo because of age and injury. But Nimmo's been pretty healthy this year and has hit very well for the Rangers. Might have once said that was a bad trade going for the Rangers, but they've won that deal for sure this season. But trades do last a long time. The problem is 35-year-olds don't get better. Usually they are on the decline of their career. With all that said, Jacob Mizorowski is going to throw 1,000,000 miles an hour. The Mets are honestly a pretty frisky underdog to me at this point. Plus 183 is monstrous. The problem is I don't believe in the New York Mets pen. It was a big reason they didn't win a series or even sweep the White Sox this past weekend. Probably deserved a series win. Sweep is probably a little bit too far to argue, but I think Manaea can hang with Mizorowski. So the plus 193 is large. If you're looking for a big underdog, a deep shot, certainly you could do worse than a plus 193. It's probably going to climb to a 2-1 underdog by the time the first pitch is thrown at 7:10 Eastern time on August 27th. I'll lean under 7 and under 3.5 even money first 5, but I'll be waiting to see if we get a 4 is probably the more important first 5 number than getting 7.5 to say the least. Next, go to the Los Angeles Dodgers, Yoshinobu Yamamoto and his World Series MVP on the road at the Atlanta Braves, and Chris Sale a minus 111 favorite. Total is 7 minus 115 to under here. First 5 total is 3 plus 110. We've seen tiny totals. Chris Sale basically facing the best pitchers in baseball with Mizorowski as his opponent last time. In Milwaukee, that was a 2-1 final. I want to say it was 1-0 at the end of 5 innings. A little bit harder for me to remember. Yamamoto, honestly, one of the best pitchers in baseball, has been really good for the Dodgers, even though they've been trying to figure out their rotation. He's been healthy and in it all season, which is just as important almost. Bullpens are good, not as good until Robert Suarez comes back and is trustworthy in the 8th inning again for the Braves. But they've got some arms that have been able to find a way to get some outs lately. As for Yamamoto, behind him in the Dodgers bullpen, there's a lot of questions, but Diaz already got placed in the IL because he just was unable to do anything to get outs late in games with leads, without leads, all those sort of things. It's really hard to play unders with the Dodgers and the Braves in a over park like Atlanta, but it's really caters to home runs. Chris Sale, I think we trust. Yamamoto, we do. Total first 5 is probably the smallest under. It is minus 130 to over, so this probably moves to 3.5 before kickoff. That at least makes sense, but hanging here at 3, early indicator, of course. And usually most of the moves are to under from BetOnline first 5 overnight lines. If you're not a member of BetOnline or sportsbet.ag, have not had an account there, sign up. I'll get you a referral bonus. And they, I think, will give you 100% match in your first deposit. Huge, especially with the NFL season coming up, and great spot for English Premier League savings on juice. But with all that said, I lean under. It's probably my biggest interest in this game, and we'll look to see a 3.5 pop for first 5. Still, I really love whole numbers like 4 there. But I think if you're playing under here, you could see a 1-0 final. Last game on the list is the Yawns are back for the real underscore G Warner, but sleeping 5.5 hours a night maybe is probably why this all happens. Let's go with the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I don't know Cabrera's first name. Let's see. D-backs Cabrera is Jose Cabrera, rookie right-hander. He's back in the rotation, and he is starting on the road at the San Francisco Giants and Landon Roop. D-backs minus 108 favorites away from home, minus 102 coming back on the Giants. Totals 8, minus 115 to under here. First 5 is 4.5, minus 120. And Landon Roop was supposed to start on Wednesday. Got pushed back to Thursday. Landon Webb came in. He initially pitched Friday, had a bad outing in Boston. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So I guess it was on normal rest. Maybe they were giving him a little bit extra time. Landon Roop, I think, I was literally doing a write-up today to fade him. 2-17 his last 19 starts for the Giants. Started off the year pretty well. Market liked him, and then didn't really get off that side of the mountain for a while. And honestly, his record is incredible. 2-17, 2 wins in the last 19 starts. The team, terrible. But that reflects the Giants' idiot franchise. Beloved catcher takes over the GM role and has no idea what he's doing, and that's clear. Tony Vitello getting ejected in the first inning today was, just par for the San Francisco Giants course this season. Sad to see Mike Krukow last season, the longtime color analyst for the Giants and funny guy, it seems to me, going out for like a doormat of a team, only propped up by the Colorado Rockies in the NL West. But at this point, I think I'm more interested in fading the Giants at every cost or every chance I can. The D-backs are one of my favorite teams. Love Tyler Lavello. I hate how he bunts, how often he bunts. Leadoff walk today, then bunts into pop-up. Didn't even get it past the catcher in foul territory. I just those things drive me crazy. But the D-backs were, I think, a little bit fortunate with a non-balk call, which Pete Crow Armstrong almost got ejected from, but Jordan Lawler with a big home run, big add-on run in the 9th. And then, honestly, seeing Murillo closing for the D-backs is what they should be doing. He's their best arm. They probably use him more as a Swiss Army knife. He's their true best reliever, but using him in the 7th or 8th, whenever the highest leverage situation is, makes some sense. But with Paul Sewald blowing saves all the time, that's kind of kept Arizona on the outside looking in for the playoffs, which does make them motivated every night more than their opponents usually. And that does, I think, give us some value because they're coming up from a lower, seed or lower record perspective. But the D-backs as an underdog, I'm waiting for that. And I'll be waiting until 9:45 Eastern time, first pitch on Thursday. We'll next move to the plugging portion of the show. Hopefully that's not a sexual reference, but if it is, you're welcome. Thanks to those of you that came in live. And of course, anyone that's subscribed to the platform program, Betting the Pitch Apple Podcast on Spotify, YouTube at @TheReal_G Warner, Instagram at @TheReal_G Warner, and of course, Twitter at @TheReal_G Warner if you want all the action and reminders of where the podcasts are available so you can listen to them on your favorite platform. Best place to do that. Other plugs, the NFL podcast coming back with _Snicker soon. We'll have a soccer podcast, I think, previewing the German Bundesliga tomorrow, and then also a weekend preview either Thursday or Friday night. I'm going to try to get that done Thursday, though, with the Major League Baseball episode. For Friday, it's a little bit more complicated, but we'll see. And, of course, patreon.com/TheReal_G Warner. Best place to get all my stuff. Everything you could ever ask for. Leans across every sport, either every night or early in the morning when I'm at my desk. Of course, you also get... if you download the app, turn on notifications every time I locked in a play, you'll get a buzz that'll tell you that something's going in. And that is my way to give you the best chance to get your plays in at the same prices or similar prices I'm offering. And of course, you get the write-ups that I do that get released on Twitter 15 minutes after the games start now. And you get them beforehand, as early in the day as I hope to do them. But a lot of that depends on how quickly I get to each game or how many I get through that I'm actually not putting write-ups out there because I couldn't make it through it. With that all said, let's find a best bet on this Thursday, August 27th episode. And for that best bet, let's go under 8 runs. The Houston Astros, New York Yankees. Trusted Hayden Wesneski a little bit further than I can throw him, but I do like the Astros bullpen. They're in a race for the AL West right now. I think the Astros anointing him as one of their best arms shows the state of the Houston Astros rotation. Just parting ways with their GM seemed interesting, but also probably deserved. And a lot, I think, because the Astros have changed their strategy about spending, aka they got a lot broker, cheaper, all those sort of things. Jim McCrane, are you in some trying to sell the team, trying to reduce your expenses or something to try to get a higher valuation? Maybe that's happening. Anyway, the New York Yankees, I don't expect them to hit very well, even against a weaker starter that kind of pitches the contact in a tiny park, but it hasn't seen a lot of runs lately. Garrett Cole's been awesome. I guess they can't make this total lower, but they could. So I'll go under 8 plus 105 right now for a best bet in this episode. And I'll talk to you on the next episode of Betting the Pitch Major League Baseball edition.